Which Battle Pass weapon should you grab? This video might be a little late. I got lost being the relay man for Valley 4 and Wuling and work, so distractions ended up happening. But for those of you like myself who haven't used their Battle Pass yet, let's talk about it. And if you're someone who hasn't purchased the Battle Pass or monthly passes, you are going to need today's sponsor at Loot Bar. Loot Bar is a platform that allows you to purchase Geometry at a much cheaper rate, such as 23% off, and new users get a 10% coupon as well for additional savings. But no worries, old users will still receive 5% off. All you need to do is just put my code SciEntro here, select the pack you want, and receive your order within an hour. But back to the Battle Pass weapons. For this first Battle Pass, we have a total of 3 weapons: Sword, Umbral, Torch, Arch Unit, Opus Etch Figure, and Hand Cannon Navigator. And we're able to pick from these options twice. If it wasn't obvious, these weapons match 3 limited banner operators and are solely made for them when you take a look at the stats they provide and the buffs they give. While we don't know if this will be the structure going forward, it's something to consider if you purchase these weapons as a general use. First, let's look at Umbral Torch, since right now it's still Levitane's banner. When compared to her signature weapon, Forge-Born Scape, it falls behind when you consider most of Levitane's damage is during her ultimate enhanced basic attack window. So while in theory Umbral Torch would have more uptime on its active effect, when 75 to 80% of your damage is in that small window, it makes it not as effective. Also, since Levitane is the first banner, you're likely to have the most arsenal tickets, so it's recommended to roll for Forge-Born and skip the Battle Pass weapon for now. However, if you get extremely lucky on Levitane's banner, then Umbral Torch is a decent second option. Next, we have Opus Etch Figure, which is meant for Gilberta, and honestly probably my personal BP weapon choice, depending on how my arsenal pulls go, I suppose. Yes, I rolled Gilberta recently, please no hate, but when we compare to her signature delivery guaranteed, there are a few things that stand out. 1. Gilberta requires the use of her battle skill to activate Opus Etch Figure. Depending on the team, this is not possible as you don't have the SP to expend. Mainly this will be the case in boss fights. 2. A lack of ultimate gain boost in trade-off for more base damage on Gilberta. So Gilberta's own damage will get a buff, but you lose AoE control of the fight, which is one of the best things about Gilberta. If you want to build a main DPS Gilberta, honestly it's a great weapon, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of people who would do that. But for a support, it's not the best, but the other options aren't too appealing since a lot of the weapons for art units boost the intellect stat and not just will. Finally, Navigator, who is meant for Yvonne, and honestly probably the least favorite of the 3 since its competition is much harder, with it not only competing with her signature artsy Tyrannical, but also the Wedge is a free weapon from the curated supply chest. When comparing all 3, the biggest takeaway is the lack of higher critical rate required on the signature. In exchange, you focus on status effect application, while the Wedge is just the most versatile. I will look at the other 2 Battle Pass weapons before grabbing this, since the Wedge is just fine and is free in the crate of mediocre weapons. It's a no-brainer. Let me know which did you grab, and if you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to follow and like the video.